Hi there. So my program, Double Your Team Performance in 90 Days and Become the Leader Your Team Can Die For. When we launched this program, many people asked us, how are you going to really do it? And to answer that question, I made this video for you. So when we say becoming the leader your team can die for, it really involves a huge amount of trust, isn't it? It involves a lot of loyalty with your team. And that is what we claim can make a huge difference in your team performance itself. So just to elaborate a little bit on this, the question I want to really ask you is, and this is a question for my webinar, many of the people ask me, how do we build in a culture of trust in our teams and in our organization? So this video will also answer that question for you. So our big idea essentially is that we believe in three things. The first thing is that success of any organization begins with the leader, not with the teams. It's always the leader who drives an organization. So it obviously begins with you. Because your teams mirror you as their leader. They believe in you. They have accepted you as a leader. You are the one who's taking them from point A to point B. And they believe you can. And obviously, the third thing which we all know is that trust is the basis of any relationship. So if we can build trust with your teams, a sense of loyalty, a sense of faithfulness, a sense of belonging, a sense of bonding will automatically happen. So the question I want to ask you is, are you currently wondering if your teams, are really able to trust you completely? These are the questions you need to ask yourself. Does your boss understand you? A relationship with your boss is also equally important. Sometimes when I talk to leaders, they are having differences with their bosses, or they're not able to really build that kind of bonding with their bosses. They're also a team, right? They're part of your team as well. To execute any project or any goal, you need to work with them. So it's equally important. And so is whether your peers, are they believing in you? Because it's working with peers is equally important. They support you as different departments. They kind of work with you to ensure that you are able to fulfill your specific goals. Yeah. So it's very, very important. Now, trust, what is it built on? It's built on many factors. Let's just discuss a few factors here. So the first factor is your own personality, the kind of person you are, and the kind of person you come across to others. The other is maybe your childhood role models or your experiences, what you've seen, maybe your family, in your friend circle, or in your education, you experienced some things, right? The third is your beliefs and values, which are built over time because of certain things that you experienced in your life. You have seen certain things. You pick up things from your external environment, your internal, home environment, etc. Right? Those are the beliefs and value systems. They become a strong part of your individuality. Also, your culture, where you're coming from. Every country, every state has a different culture, right? Also, the environment where you're brought up. Finally, last but not the least, is your self-awareness and your emotional maturity. This is also very, very important because you see, many people are coming from, you must have seen many people who come from a very different background, but over the years, because of self-awareness, because of emotional maturity, they have actually learned a few things in their life. They've learned a few, techniques. They've learned a few changes to bring in their own personality, in their own belief systems, because they felt that those had to be changed. So this is something completely in your control. See, every relationship, if you look at any relationship in your life, you have some trust problem or the other. It could be small, very tiny, it could be big, it could be very, but the good news is that it can be improved. You can work on it. Because many times we hold ourselves back, actually. We are not able to give to be able to get. So that's what is actually stopping us to get that kind of a trust in our relationships. Because it's a reciprocal system. If you give, you get it. And if you don't, that's also the worst enemy actually that you can have. So you can be your own enemy. So the question I want to ask you is, are you able to trust others? You need to think about this. Because you see, I want to share with you why people can't trust others. Experiences, beliefs and values, culture, self-awareness, and emotional maturity. Yeah, these we discussed just now. I will just look at two specific areas, which is beliefs and values and self-awareness, because experiences are not always in your control. Culture is not always in your control. Of course, emotional maturity, yes, you can. And it will come if you're self-aware. So what are the beliefs and values that, let's say, just to look at beliefs itself. What are the beliefs that people have? Some people have a belief that trust has to be earned, not given. And that is exactly what is stopping them to have that kind of fulfillment and joy in their relationship with their teams, with the people around them, with their bosses, with their peers, even in your personal life for that matter. So this is the biggest misconception we have, that trust has to be earned, then it can be given. And yeah, some people believe that it cannot be given at all, right? The other category of people feel that if we trust somebody, I'm giving too much control to that person. Then he can, you feel insecure, you can do anything to you. But in reality, you cannot control people. You can only influence people. What you can control is your own actions, your own opinions, your own attitudes. So this is the second misconception. The third is that many times we set very high expectations of others, and sometimes even unspoken. Like I was working with a leader and he said, when I walk into the room, my entire team is quiet because they know I'm very strict. And the minute I'll enter the room, whatever they're talking, whatever they're discussing, they don't want to share with me. And he says, that's the biggest problem because they don't tell me. Hiding things from me because they may, they feel that I may say something. I'm really unhappy with them. So you may be performing very well as a leader. Like in this case, his team was performing excellently well. They were doing very well. But there was something missing between him and the team. And that was the trust. They didn't trust him. See, so sometimes it's also unclear. Sometimes your expectations are not said, but it's in your body language or in your, communication. It's possible, right? We're all human beings. We can do mistakes. The effect of such situations when you're not trusting somebody is usually such people who don't trust others are very self-protective. They're very defensive. Why? Because they're trapped in the victim mentality. As they're not trusting others, they also feel they're not being trusted. You see, it's natural. So they also feel that, people are pointing fingers at them. You'll hear such people saying, you know, why are you always blaming? Why are you always pointing fingers? There are also people who be lashing out at others, at just anything, any problem, they'll be just, extremely angry. And then they, create a tantrum about something. Basically, they are people who are having very low self-esteem. See, when you don't have trust from somebody, it automatically brings you down, your self-esteem. And that's why you're not able to build strong relationships. So it's a complete circle. You don't trust others, they don't trust you, you can't build relationships, and you feel underconfident. You don't feel, you don't feel good about yourself. So investing in trusting people, investing in letting them trust you is the core for any relationship. Try this with your own friends, family, people that you know, and you'll see the difference. I can assure you. Because you can't, control what's happening to you, but you can control what's happening within you. If you can do that, you'll immediately see a difference. It's just a paradigm shift, basically. And in our program, what we are going to do is we promise you to be able to help you in this entire transition, in this entire transformation, not being able to trust to being able to trust somebody completely, not giving trust to completely being able to give trust to someone. So we'll have this step-by-step approach, which is basically step one will be relinquishing your past, helping you to understand your past, to work with your past, working on creating a promise of future as to how you can trust others. Also learning to make the right choices, because this is very important. Once you learn how to trust others, but making the right choices is a very crucial step. And then finally ready to get going, ready to be able to trust people, and leading with trust. Finally, when we do this entire process, your team will be ready to die for you. We'll be ready to do anything for you. And I can tell you with confidence because I've done this. I've executed what I'm telling you here. This is not theory. In my experiences, working with many organizations, many MNCs, having fantastic teams, I'm building teams right from scratch. I've experienced this, and I've done this before. So I can assure you, you'll be able to do this as well. So my program is basically meant for top leaders because we understand you. And this particular program is very special because it is VIP customized program where we will design a coaching program specifically for your goal, whatever goal you are having. It's not a ready-made program, although we have, but it will be customized completely for you and your requirement. And we'll work with you till you achieve it. It will be a personalized, step-by-step, one-on-one special session designed only for you. So we work closely with you and with complete confidentiality. We'll also be offering you certain methodologies, certain tools, certain techniques, certain templates, which can help you to quickly move on this process and to be able to build that kind of a trust-based culture in your organization and within your teams. And finally, be able to grow your organization to the next level, achieve your goals, be able to have, focus on your personal goals as well. And of course, finally be able to, live your dream life that you always want as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. So this is all about my program. Below this video, there will be a link. This is also the same link. You can click on that and book a one-on-one session with me. I'm absolutely happy to have a call with you and let's discuss this together. Let's find out how we can support you, how we can help you to have a game plan to be able to achieve this result that you're looking at. So that's a little bit about me, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. And you have a lovely day and a lovely week ahead. Take care. God bless.